The contempt, hatred, disdain, the whole spectrum of hatred that many Westerners have for our Muslim friends. I've watched it for decades, and it is born not usually, 9 times out of 10, it is born not of a deep disagreement with the theological aspects of Islam that represent its departure theologically from Christianity, but rather from the same sort of anger that they would feel toward their own great-grandfathers, who ultimately, in terms of sexual morality, in terms of traditional adherence to traditional family values, had more in common with serious Muslims, especially with reference to patriarchy, going back to Western culture before female suffrage, before the utter, total loosing of the Jezebel spirit in Western society. When last under Victorianism, there was still some restraint of the woman to her biblical role. That sadistic impulse to hate now any culture which broke off at an earlier trajectory that didn't follow us all the way into this rebellion is born not of legitimate theological disagreements, which may be used or appealed to cover the real motivation. But the real motivation is the fact that we, like Ahab and like Herod in the Bible, are not Herod the Great, but the Herod who beheaded John, who married his brother's wife. We are sadistically overruled by a Jezebel spirit, by Satan, the way our father Adam was in the Garden of Eden, through the agency of the leverage that we've given to women. And that there is a faction, I don't mean the CIA faction of Al-Qaeda and ISIS, but there is a faction of traditionalist Muslims that has so far, been able to, based really on biblical traditional values to a large degree, been able to sidestep our subjugation to the Jezebel spirit. Warts and all. I'm not saying they do it right. They make mistakes. But there's a sadistic hatred that the Western man has for the Muslim man of goodwill who's able to overrule and dominate, in a loving patriarchal sense, his family. And that is satanic.